This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we're going to see if Dimir Flash is back. Baby! I have tried so many different types of Dimir Flash and they have failed and failed and failed, but this one is close. This is a combination of the Dimir Flash style you might expect and also mutants, because when you start mutating at instant speed, it's much different than the mutation decks that are running around, green, blue, Temur, things like that. It gives you more options, and especially when you combine them with things like counter spells and Brazen Borrower flash options, it becomes very powerful. One of the no cuts for me in trying to make Dimir Flash work was Slitherwisp, a card I really like and really want to be good, but hasn't been able to hold up yet so far in the meta. Now with companions a bit more on the back burner, maybe this card has a chance. This card is surrounded here by a ton of flash creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, in addition to the Slitherwisp itself. But 12 of them have mutate, and the mutate cards are particularly strong. The Octopus, the Dirge Bat, and the Pouncing Shore Shark keep creatures under control. They remove the need to run spot removal like Heartless Act. And combined with Brazen Borrower, you get to bounce and deal with the board very easily at instant speed most of the time. So we've got Slitherwisp to pay us for flash creatures. We have Poliwag Symbiote to help us with our mutate creatures. So 2 packages in one. We are not afraid of tapping out on turns 1 and 2. It's from turn 3 onward that we want to have our options open. So Poliwag Symbiote or a cheap Stonecoil Serpent or a Spectral Sailor are good plays early that work well with Sea Dasher Octopus and set up our awesome mutations for later in the game. And because I wanted some counter magic available, I have 4 copies of Neutralize. I chose Neutralize over Sinister Sabotage, Quench, things like that, because while this deck deals with a lot of things well, it doesn't always want to deal with a Teferi Time Raveler. Stonecoil Serpent is good at it, but I found I just wanted to go face and ignore the card. This does let me cycle, and these games are close. I have very close games with this deck, and top decking a counter spell when you're just trying to top deck a mutate creature, for example, that would completely put the game away, that's where you want Neutralize instead. When top decking a counter spell isn't always what you want to do. Sometimes you need to top deck something more powerful, and you're in a lot of spots where any mutate creature or any flash creature is better than the counter spell itself. And yes, I thought about running the Great Shark, and yes, I thought about running Shark Typhoon. Both of those cards were too mana intensive and too narrow for the deck, but this build has done some work for me, and I've enjoyed it, so I'm excited to share it with you and make Dimir Flash mutant-y stuff great again. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. This hand seems pretty good on the play. Let's keep it. We have a no companion ranked 155 opponent. And this is most certainly second blue for all the cards in our hand. Although we see a Slitherwisp, it will be a tilt. This is also a bit of a tilt. Night of the Ebon Legion is strictly the best card against flash decks, and I seem to only play against it when I play flash decks. Yep, come at me, bro. But we have a lot more ways to blow the card out than the typical flash decks do, so I think this is fine. So, do we want to borrow this? Make the opponent replay it? I think so. I think we just send that back. It opens up Sea Dasher Octopus options and Neutralize options and slows down the damage in general. You can also neutralize the thing, but as a 1-mana spell, I don't love that. This Soul Guide Lantern's interesting. Not going to mean much to me. They spent 2 mana. Basically, it cycled, so it didn't cost them too much. Ooh, no other plays? Let's just go in with an Octopus. I want the bonus card. Might help us get black mana for the bat. Or just make the bat harder to cast, whatever. So this is good. The opponent, they can't just attack pump and keep us under too much pressure. Because if they do, we keep drawing extra cards and we can eventually fix it. Drill bit. They'll probably take the counter, which means I don't want to pay 3 mana to counter it when I could pay 3 mana to add pressure to the board. Okay. Sometimes you let them take the counter. Let's go with another borrower here. We can mutate the Dasher Octopus onto it if the opponent tries to kill our Octopus. And they're going to make a sacrifice, okay. The funky one. It's pretty good against mutate, so it's a little scary to be honest. And we could draw an extra card here, but I think we set up the Shore Shark if the opponent, say, pumps the Knight. We can mutate in the Shore Shark, bounce the Knight, and then next turn we have the Octopus available to throw onto the mutate stack. I mean, that's fine. That doesn't do anything. Opponent playing some kind of mono black nonsense here, and they say go. I think we just cast this without the bounce then. We don't want to play into a removal spell poorly. Okay, I'm starting to get a little tilted. Little tilt coming in from the lands that we've drawn. And let's just say go. We'll save the mutation for the right moment. Yep, that is a reason not to mutate here. The opponent took all that damage first though because they didn't want us to draw a card. They can put us in a tough spot if they say go and just leave this back, and they do. So we could add to the board. If we draw the black source, then we... I guess without the mutation, it's not very good, right? Let's not... I guess we could attack with both. The opponent could pump one, eat the Octopus, but go to 5. It's kind of a good tempo play, but it's still horrible. Oh my goodness. This game has turned out badly. So do we think they have another instant speed removal spell? I think they do. I'm content to let them sit there with mana. Yep, see? Gotta be patient here. We got them to 3. All we need is another black to put them in a really hard spot. I think they have to play a Murderous Rider here, don't they? I mean, if I flash this in and block and they spend mana, yeah, it's not good. They really don't want to from that spot. Oh, they're going for the dinosaur. Wow. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna make this play because we just need to have something on the board, and we might draw a Brazen Borrower or something of that nature. All right. Well, we just need a turn here. We need to get in with the 3/3. The opponent should have played the Murderous Rider for the lifelink, in my opinion. But maybe they know something I don't. Maybe they have a Shadow Spear. Okay. Just you. We'll just take the block and try to keep the pressure low. We need multiple turns to try to get there, right? Although, if they're going to spend their mana, they're still going to have to block this. All right. Yeah, if they decide that they're going to use mana to kill the bat, then the Octopus might get in, and drawing a card could do it. Never mind, I forgot these things grow. The opponent should kill it now if they can. Alright, this no block was a bad idea. Just going on record. Alright. So, we can mutate onto the Octopus, kill some stuff. I think we have to go for it. The opponent's probably not going to have 2 spot removal spells. And now keeping the Octopus around looks brilliant, because I have another target here. I didn't have to shock there. I thought I had 5 mana. I had 6. Kill it. Actually, doesn't really matter, does it? Alright, can you survive 2 attackers? For 3? Do you have it? It's another Murderous Rider. That turned out to be a really close game, but it is game. The opponent had a take on mono black that's like all power and removal. It's a very interesting build for sure. Very interesting collection of cards for mono black. Likely another mutate deck. Companion tax is in effect. Against another mutate deck, Shore Shark and Bat might just be GG, so let's keep it. Being on the draw is sad. Whoa, Steam Vents. Now I don't know what's happening. It's a brew. Rotting Raptor. Okay, Temur mutate perhaps? I have seen a little of that here and there. Wow, the way this thing hits the board, you would think Godzilla itself showed up. Compare that to Migratory. Compare that to Marauding Raptor, which is in many ways a stronger card, right? Crazy. All right, so the opponent gets to ramp here. This is going to cost me 3, I think. So I can send all this back where it came from. I could wait until the opponent throws another mutation on this, but I think that would be a mistake since the Raptor itself is discounting cost. I could also counter the next thing they do, but I'm falling behind in tempo. I think we just send it back and start a clock of our own. All right, what don't we need? Part of me says we don't need another Godzilla. I really feel like I don't need a Sailor. Sailor is mainly there to make the octopus pop. Yeah, if they're all creatures, how are they going to beat a Shore Shark? Like, can they ever beat a Shore Shark? Not to mention the Bat. Next turn we can play another Polywog and a Shore Shark mutation, and like what are you gonna do? Absolutely disgusting. I'll just put one over here so I have 2 of them. All right, definitely want the bats. I don't know if we need 2, but 2 is pretty gross, so why not? Like, all these cards are good. I'm just gonna ditch the neutral. Just get the neutralize out of here. I'm not gonna need it. Just never gonna need it. Kind of feel for the opponent. They're just gonna spend this whole game trying to have a board. Just trying to have something on the board. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Once the bat gets involved, we're just blowing up their creature, not even bouncing it. Now I have to make sure that the triggers aren't stacked automatically, because I want the bat to happen. And then we'll see if my trigger skills are rusty. Yep, don't think I need you. Don't think another one of you is necessary. We'll put this on the under. And then whenever mutates destroy, that's right. So destroy. There's a swamp. There's a beatdown. Alright, they need something miraculous. I suppose Chandra. Chandra -3 would really do it. We're going to play King Ghidorah, King of the Cosmos, and I will destroy. 8 spots off. 8 spots away. On the draw, this hand is interesting. It's a tapped land into a Polywog or a Stone Coil with a bat way off in the future. Against Yorion, Stonecoil might be really good. We will give this a try. I'd feel a lot better if I had to, like, creature neutralize Brazen Borrower or something like that. Wisp is good. Can be good. We need to find another land. There's the Borrower I wanted. And I guess it goes with the Wisp. I'm a little bit scared that we're not going to hit an untapped land, but I guess if that happens, we do have Curve Filler, the Symbiote, and the Serpent. Black-white. What you up to? Dawn of Hope. Okay. There's something you don't see every day. So we could make our mutates cheaper. I do think something with protection from Teferi is important. This could still be Esper. And it's a good mutate target. We still might play this next turn. Okay, Scoured Barrens combo. Draw a card with Dawn of Hope. What is happening? All right. I don't think holding up Brazen Borrower is important. Let's play you. I'm half expecting something like Kaya's Wrath. Just this to be an all board control Dawn of Hope deck. Kaya's Wrath on these two, that wouldn't upset me very much. What is going on? Spawn of Mayhem. Okay. You did it. Another Wisp. So we're a mana off of mutating the bat to kill the spawn. So Brazen Borrower seems pretty good here. The problem is I don't have anything to do with the other 2 mana. I really want to get a Wisp onto the battlefield too and start drawing cards. The spawn's gonna clock me though. If that's the case, we may as well send it back and attack. But I don't think I want to play anything else. Although that spawn does imply that there may not be a board wipe here. But if I don't draw a land and the opponent replays the spawn, then the best play might be to make a 4/4 Stonecoil, so I don't want to play a 2/2 Stonecoil right now. Swamp from the opponent, 5 mana. What are you going to do with it? Healer's Hawk. Now I have no idea what's going on, but there is a Shadow Spear now. And 3 mana open, which could be a few things. And we indeed miss on the land, but we have a neutralize. Alright, I believe we send the Polywog Symbiote and hold the Stonecoil to block the Hawk. That way the opponent does have to spend some mana, equipping Shadow Spear, for example. Every time we force them to spend mana on something, it makes it a little bit harder for them to use the Dawn of Hope to make tokens and draw cards. It's a very mana-intensive card. Okay, they got themselves the Yorion. Don't forget about Stonecoil. Don't you do it. Okay. Mythic gameplay, boys and girls. Maybe they just wanted the card. It's possible. It's possible they want this card that bad. Alright, let's play a Slither Wisp, get the card draw going. Well, now I have mana to mutate the bat, and mutating onto a serpent is pretty strong. We also have the opportunity to have multiple Slither Wisps and a counterspell. Things are in hand. Return of the Hawk. Okay. Okay. Spawn of Mayhem. Sure. Anything else? Alright, let's drop a mutation over here on the Serpent. It's discounted by 1 because of the Polywog symbiote. It triggers the Slither Wisp because the bat has flash. We draw and discard a card. So I'm not even sure which one I should discard. I feel like the counter spell is the nice safe place. I'm going to drop off the Stone Coil. Hook it up. And the spawn is down. All right. This beautiful little Spectral Sailor draws a card here with the Wisp. Let's just get the game over. Let's do a quick check. Lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks lethal. Let's try to get lethal and not let the comments explode upon me for not getting lethal. All right. In we go. I'd like to posit a theory. This is what happens when players who get to Mythic with mono red try new decks. But let's give some credit. If that is what happened, they are trying new decks. We are on the play with a nice curve of nonsense. Let's keep it. Another shark. I'm honestly not sure if I want more than one. We have enough bounce going on. This is a little redundant. If it had been a bat, I'd definitely keep it. Or a Slither Wisp. Or a Neutralize. I want a little diversity, because right now this hand is great at bouncing things. Not much else, though. Excuse me. Excuse me. Shuffler's fine, everybody. It's not at all weighted to make sure that you draw the same cards over and over. Not even a little. Perfect pet. Okay. What do you think? Do we bounce this right away and hook up this shark, or do we play a big old Stone Coil Serpent, make the opponent figure that out? Stone Coil could be really good here, and I do want a larger body for the shark on. I'm a little concerned that the opponent might kill this, and then I don't have the mana to mutate next turn. Alright, I guess we can do it one thing at a time. If they remove this, then we bought ourselves some time to find more land. And then we can play the Serpent and get set up for the next shark. Because we are shark flooded after all. And this is a very aggressive line. It does demand the opponent to be more defensive. Clearly a deck that plays the Sprite Dragon doesn't want to be too defensive. So there is the Dragonfire. Now we need to draw land. Or, you know, just not. Crank out this Stone Coil Serpent with Reach, and then hopefully our next land lets us Shore Shark this sucker, become a giant monster. Okay, they have a shock. They have another shock? Wow, double shock. They went all out on removing that on that little guy. Alright, so we draw another land, but we don't have our Serpent. We could play a 4/4 Serpent, but then the opponent gets an attack here, and they probably also evolve this Pteramander. I think I'm best off playing Baby Godzilla. And Brazen Borrowing something. Interplanar beacon, you say? Okay. Back to the hand with the 5/5, please. Although that thing will be an issue. We could play you and evolve you, but I really, really, really want to make a larger creature that this opponent might have trouble removing. At least that's my goal. If they have another removal spell for this, like a lava coil, then I made the wrong choice. But so far, they've been throwing burn around willy-nilly, and they threw 2 shocks, so they would have had to top deck it. No blocks. I don't know about that. Obviously, if they had a spell there, they can trade with the Serpent. But now we've got the flashy Shore Shark. What is this, 3? So we can get an attack in. Do I want another one of these? I think I'd rather just loot it away and draw something more relevant. Alright, let's wait for our opponent to commit mana into the Pteramander. Whoa, never mind. They have their own plan. It's an 8/8 hexproof, and they plan to tap all of my stuff. What the heck just happened? How do we kill them? Can we? Is there anything I can do about this? I'm probably taking 8 no matter what. I can flash in... You know what? I can flash in a shark to block that thing. That's what I have to do now? So what about... Okay. Ugh. Oh my goodness. Let's see if the opponent attacks here. So... I could just try to find another flash card to flash in to block this. Because if I don't play this now, I feel I'm falling too far behind. But the other option is to flash this in, block the 8/8, then the opponent steals something from me. I think I have to try to draw into another flash card. I have to. Half land, probably not going to matter here. Go away. We did draw another one. We drew it. We drew it. We have a chance. But I have to cast it. I can't mutate it. So we can't... We can play the Symbiote, and it says whenever you cast a creature spell, if it has mutate, draw a card, then discard a card. Or so I can either loot this... I can either loot this or play it. If the opponent takes 8 here, they go to 6. They are going to tap my field. They can just pump the Pteramander and win. I guess I should have bounced this. Without a mutation, I can't do it. Because if I mutate, it will be... God, it'll be untapped. Oh my goodness. I guess we can try to draw into an octopus, mutate it onto the tapped Shore Shark, and that will tap the... bounce the Pteramander. That's the line. Okay, that's the line. We have to draw an octopus. Or the opponent has to not evolve the Pteramander, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do that. If I had bounced the Pteramander instead, the opponent might not have lethal here. Feels bad. Alright, can we draw the octopus? That's the question now. That's the question now. Octopus. We have to block the 8/8, so we have to bring it in normal, and it's not there. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles. Sometimes the opponent slams Kiora Best the Sea God, and your deck wasn't ready for that. I took too much damage. I was too conservative this game. When you don't know what you're playing against, sometimes it pays to just be aggressive. Our opponent has no companion. Their sleeves are basically fire. And they're called Red Destruction. Is that they destroy red? Or that they are red? Anyway, I think this hand is very keepable. We will see. I don't have a good 2-drop, which bothers me. And it's Temple of Abandon to the top. And we are doing the thing again where we draw islands but not swamps. And our opponent has a goose. I don't know. Don't know what's going on here, but I have a feeling neutralize is going to matter. And we are flooding. We are flooding significantly. We have twice as many lands than spells. So, the opponent can plus that for mana, and then things are uncounterable. It's not like I'll be able to attack it anytime soon. I'd rather counter a large creature, but I guess I can kill or bounce a large creature as well. Okay, that's good. Let's set this up. We're almost to a point where we can bring in the bat and then the octopus. And I had a feeling there might be a questing beast out there. And I don't want to trade. I want to deal with this another way. Brazen Borrower. Not bad. This has trample. I can attack. Then when they block with questing beast, I can bounce it and flash in the octopus. Or if I hold off one more turn, I can bring out the bat and then the octopus can trigger the bat. I think I like that the best. So I'm going to bounce their questing beast right before combat. Brazen Borrower is my turn. Legion War Boss, huh? Interesting. Basically throws a token into the serpent. I guess let's let... Can they enter combat with enough things to make an Ember Cleave? No. And if they did, we could Brazen Borrow it. Oh yeah, attack with that goose. That would be awesome. Okay, block here. Let's see what the opponent does. No Collision Colossus, no nonsense. Send this away. Right. Anything else? Another goose. Honk honk. What's up with the gooses here? Opponent really liking the 1-drop, 3-drop curve. Okay, we're ready to set up a bit of a mutate chain. Ooh, the opponent has probably Bone Crusher Giant, it would seem. Oh yeah, this is going to be a fun mutate chain. So do we do it to the questing beast or the war boss? We're on the defensive, right? Because if this game goes long, we should be able to win it. So they replay the beast. They go to combat. We'll flash this in. I guess I could have waited for them to attack. That would have been smart. Because now they won't attack with the war boss. If I was going to kill the beast, I should have let them attack. It's okay. I was eager. I was excited. It'll be fine. We're going to kill the war boss anyway. We've got the Mega Bat. We have assembled Mega Bat. Attack. Anybody want to block this? So how do we set off the mutate? We could kill 2 creatures by mutating the bat now, but I think I want the card from the octopus. And I think that killing 2 creatures here is just greedy. That kill war boss. And draw a card. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, let's keep mana up, I think, for the borrower. Although, let's just put out a 2/2. It might get Bone Crusher Gianted, but at least we have another creature on the field if the opponent somehow deals with this one that we can mutate onto to build another Mega Bat. So that will kill the Stonecoil Serpent, so we can't have that. So let's bounce the goose in response. so that this Gem Razor doesn't get to mutate as it enters the battlefield. And now the opponent needs another mutate card to put onto the Gem Razor to get the ability. They would basically need 2 Gem Razors. They don't look like they're a core mutate deck. So yeah. Bouncing a goose, not ideal, but I don't want to lose one of my serpents. Shore Shark. I don't want to bounce things really though. I just want to kill everything. So that's a double trigger. It will kill their Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah. Oh, it's so close. We got so close that time. Almost. On the play, we've got a curve with Brazen Borrowers and mutations. We're going to bounce everything our opponent ever loved. Let's do it. More land is probably great, to be honest. Just so that we curve out well. If we flood, we have the Polywog to at least try to keep that from happening. That Impact Crater is stupid. I'm sorry. This is a 1/3. You're letting it hit the ground like it's Godzilla itself. Okay. Scorching Dragon Fire says none of that fun. And now we might, in fact, flood. Wait, is this the same opponent as last time? Interplanar Beacon, Scorching Dragonfire. Do we have a Kiora Best the Sea God problem to be aware of? Our set. Annoying, but yeah, there you go.
There are so many mysteries to uncover.
What is going on in Mythic, somebody might say. I think it's important to share this kind of stuff. Early in the season, people rush to Mythic and then promptly jank around.
I shall miss your company.
I suppose there's a case where I may want to play the Shark, and let's definitely thin the deck. I've drawn 3 straight lands. I wish I'd bottomed the very first one, but that's hindsight. Our opponent's way ahead in cards. They've got... They're up 2 cards on us right now, unless you count the Borrower, which is kind of limited in what it can do. That said, if they play the Scions, we can play second Borrower and beat the Scions to death. But then our Shore Shark is just a 4/3 flash here for 5. Ugh. We want some Slither Wisp. We want some card draw. Or Neutralize to stop their first big play. You know, opponent's trying to set their mana oh so carefully. Epic.
Our bond was forged in battle.
There's that Terramander. Okay, we are definitely out for revenge today. We are out for revenge here, everybody.
What is my strategy here?
So the opponent's going to try to defend these Scions. Do we want to hold on to our Borrower, or do we want to... I think that we play a Borrower and then mutate a Shark on it, bounce this, kill Scions, but that's our whole hand. Like, at that point, we are done. Our plan is on the field. I don't love it. I'm very scared that my opponent's deck, especially with cards like Kiora Best of Sea God, is just going to overpower me, and that's 4 straight lands off the top of the deck, by the way.
So tired.
I have your will.
Okay, there's a shock for the Borrower, and no colored mana and 5 straight lands? This is getting absurd. 5 straight lands off the top of the deck. 4 spells. I can't even. But our opponent's hand is missing land, it appears. Alright. Does that Terramander come in? The opponent might have a shock and they're thinking about setting up a block here. 6 straight land. Not like this. I can't trade this with a Pteramander and a Shock. I can't afford to. I can't afford to do that. That's too bad, you know? Then we just can't win. 3rd Pteramander. I should be outclassing these little 1/1s. Instead, I'm just getting wrecked. Neutralize. Okay. Now we've got something. I want to hold 1 land eventually, but I want enough lands where I can play a Spectral Sailor and draw 2 cards with it. If I want to, but I also want to land in my hand in case we draw another Polywog Symbiote. So this is where we want to be as far as playing out our hand. Okay, well they're not attacking into it, implying they don't have a shock, and now we draw the bat. They might have a counter. I think this is a staring match, and I think it's our best chance to get back in the game, quite frankly, but I was wrong about last time. Okay, Dragonfire, we have to counter that. Oh my gosh. They drew the Dragonfire. They waited till now to play it. Crazy. I guess they were thinking I had a counterspell, and they were right. They were right. Wench. Okay, they're trying to fill the graveyard to buff one of these. They still have a Mystical Dispute, perhaps? Or the Shock we've been worried about. It is the Shock. Alright, yeah, they're going to start trying to evolve these Pteramanders. Hopefully that means the Bat's going to resolve. We haven't seen any kind of counter magic out of them. Okay. Down to 12. That's a Stonecoil Serpent. Stonecoil Serpent is strong. And I would prefer to put the bat... I guess I do want to put the bat here because it's already on a shark that's mutating. And then can we or should we get aggressive? Feels like we should. Bang bang. Alright, so return target creature and opponent controls. That's you. Destroy target creature and opponent controls. Let's kill another Pteramander before it grows up. Take that action. We attack here, we get him for 4, but we're at 12. I just don't see it. And remember, they can evolve another Pteramander here. We need to draw more mutate. We need to draw more not land. I think we take this hit and we take a shot at drawing another mutate card. Not it. You know this is going to be a land. Oh, it's not a land. All right, return this one. Destroy this one. Let's hold this back to block the Dorat. Although the opponent doesn't have many spells. Let's be aggressive. They're going to block to keep me from drawing a card. Alright. Kind of what we saw. Now they get to play another Pteramander and make it big, and we have to draw another mutate card. This has been so stupid. Alright. Not quite, but the Sailor can... The Sailor is a rebuy. A Slitherwisp. That's not quite it, is it? Well, the Sailor can jump in front of a Pteramander and draw a card. If this hits the opponent, it draws. So the opponent doesn't want to attack into this. Tense game. Very tough. Another land for the opponent. This last card can't be too relevant. They've basically elected to do anything but play it for a while here. Let's throw the Sailor in front and draw one more card, which I think is better than slamming a Slitherwisp here. And it's another Shark. I will have my revenge. Here is a Wisp. See if the opponent counters it. No. Where do we want this? If we put it here, we can destroy the Pteramander. If we put it here, we have something big enough to block the Pteramander, and it just becomes a much larger threat, and it's not vulnerable to a Scorching Dragonfire. And the opponent is going to scoop it up. Revenge! I am frankly stunned by how close those games have been. Very exciting games with the Izzet tempo deck. All right, our opponent, no companion, no sleeves either, no signals other than a Luca avatar. I think this is a keeper. We're going to need another blue for neutralize. Not another neutralize though. Shuffler's always fine. Don't worry about it, everyone. Do I play the Spectral Sailor here? If they took it, I would love it. If they take the Slitherwisp, I definitely play the Sailor, I think. Okay. Because the only reason to hold it would be to play it with Slitherwisp and draw a card later. But, okay. They're Esper humans. Wow. Gotta say, the meta is a little... It's different, you know? It really has shaken. And I'm surprised because I thought it would be all Jund food. So far, it has not been all Jund food. So far, it's been all kinds of stuff. Just going to shock this out so I have mana diversity and options here. But we've got another Wisp ready to go. That's rude. Let's play this. Because we know the opponent would like to take that. When it's just being a full control deck with maybe hero in general. Otherwise just control hero. Wow. Alright, they've got an awesome curve of stuff to do. But they're down to 2 cards, now 3. Like, they've just kind of done everything they could want to. They go for this. I don't really care if they make a single 1/1. I really want to get my borrower on the board, but then I can't counter this. I could just send it back and make them spend the mana next turn. Do they have another Thought Erasure? There's no way. I just don't see it. So I think it's a good gamble to make them spend their mana again. I'm just shocking myself to keep all options open and make the opponent think. Okay, so they have some spells in the hand that aren't better than Esper Hero, and they're stuck on land, while we once again hit the floods. Elite Guard Mage, huh? Very annoying one. Trades with the borrower, and draws a card. I guess I'm already behind. I can't afford to let them just get all that value and basically nerf my one threat. Now this is a card that might solo them. Their multicolored deck faces protection from multicolored. This card might get there. Let's see what happens. There's a General's Enforcer. There's a General Kudro. All right. They've got an indestructible human army, but it can't block the Serpent. It's 6 damage. This is 6 damage. We're at the same life total. Let's race. I'm also going to hold this land and make them think. They might have a Thought Erasure that they spend on it. That's terrible for me, actually. Probably the best draw they could have. Probably the best top deck in the game. Now we need a way to stall. I'd take a Shore Shark. You know, any kind of mutant here would be so good. That's not it. So we can hit for 6. The opponent can hit us for 9. This could be the one last point of damage, and maybe I should have held the Brazen Borrower in case I would draw this. I could hold back, but the opponent just keeps attacking anyway. I do think we just race. I think we go for it. All right, they cycle a green triome? What the heck? They can't really attack with everything, right? The borrower. Indestructible. What are they symbolizing? Sacrifice 2 humans to destroy a creature with power 4 or greater. Like, they're leaving themselves dead. So they must have something for this, but they might not have something for 2 things. They could also have Oath of Kaya. If they have Oath of Kaya, do I lose anyway? Not necessarily. This is a really tough call. They might, if they have nothing, they're dead to the Slitherwisp. And if they have Oath of Kaya, they're dead to Slitherwisp plus a top decked flash card. So I think we take this block. They had Oath of Kaya. They did have it. Down to 1. We need to top deck any flash card. Actually, do we? Yeah, they're going to 10. Failed. Oh, it hurts. It burns. Where was one more point of damage? That Brazen Borrower, guys. I shouldn't have flashed it in, I guess. If it was just going to block, I should have just waited. Good learning moment. I don't think I would have thought, like, I definitely didn't think of it in the moment. I don't think many people would, but yeah, don't flash in the Brazen Borrower if it won't do anything. You could draw a Slitherwisp, and it could be worth a card and a point of damage. And we are back for the post-games wrap-up. And today we started out at rank number 99. We finished at rank number 76. We went 5-2 on the day with losses to Esper humans in a very close, scary game, and lost to that Izzet tempo deck that somehow I managed to face twice. And yeah, the deck isn't the most powerful deck in the meta, but it has good play against everybody. The deck doesn't feel like it should flood out. It's running, where's that, 24 land, which I really don't run very often in Standard anymore because I always feel like I need more land to do the things I want to do. And we have 4 Slitherwisp and 4 Spectral Sailors and 4 Polywog Symbiote that loot whenever we play a mutant creature to get rid of extra land. And yet, I still felt like I had some mana trouble today. I don't want to cut the lands, but the other thing about the deck that I like is it has a lot of play to it, and I could definitely think of, well, if I was concerned about flooding or I wanted to draw one more card out of this game, I could have done a few things differently, such as the Brazen Borrow Slitherwisp play against humans that wasn't intuitive, but now I think I would make. Running this out on turn 2 against a deck that has Scorching Dragonfire in the Izzet tempo deck, I could have held it and then tried to pair it with playing something else to get a loot and get a card deeper in the deck. But just some things to think about. The deck is interesting. It has play. It's different. Not many people are running it. Slitherwisp might actually be among the weak links in the deck, even because you have to get it down and then you have to play another flash creature. So it's a tough one. Like, this is one of those cards that's so borderline. Would you play a 3-mana creature that was 3/2 flash, and when it entered the battlefield, you draw a card and the opponent loses a life? I think you would. And that's what this often translates to, as long as you have any other flash card to play. So I think it's playable. I don't think it's bad. If you wanted to try substitutions in the deck, I don't recommend cards like Thought Erasure or Heartless Act. That kind of interaction doesn't really seem necessary because once the mutant train gets going, it's just pretty overpowering, quite honestly. And those cards are sort of a little bit of value, a little bit of interaction, when the main thing that you want to do is make sure that you have enough lands and that you have something to mutate onto. And then it feels like you get way ahead, especially if you have a neutralize for backup. So I'm not sure how I would change the deck, but I think a lot of the suggested cards I'm going to hear, like Thought Erasure, Heartless Act, Murderous Rider, I don't think those are particularly good ideas, to be honest. But anyway, let me know what you would do with the deck, and by all means, my decks are meant to be shared, taken, changed, played. Feel free to share your results playing the deck in comments, and it is a tricky one, so give yourself time to get used to the combination of mutate and flash payoffs, and Stonecoil Serpent in particular, when to have that and how to set it up. So enjoy, and thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.